Hi, today we'll be talking about economics and survival with Mr. Kariem Haqq today on The Bernie Hayes Show. And welcome back. As promised, my guest, Kariem Haqq. Kariem, welcome. How are you? In fact, actually, welcome back. How have you been?
I've been good, Bernie.
Been a long time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Who do you represent? What do you represent, Kariem Haqq?
Well, I am the author of this book called The 13th Amendment Freedom Week Manual.
13th Amendment Freedom Week Manual, okay.
And I'm also the founder of the movement, the 13th Amendment Freedom Week Movement.
And exactly what is that?
Well, let me explain about the book. The book is the foundation of the movement.
Okay.
So if anybody interested in the book, we will tell you throughout this interview how you can get a copy.
Okay.
And if you're interested in the movement, which is a movement to establish a time in America that we celebrate freedom based upon the 13th Amendment. The 13th Amendment is what actually ended slavery here in America. And we feel in the 13th Amendment Freedom Week movement that we should celebrate slavery, celebrate success, and not just celebrate
Juneteenth?
Celebrate the end of slavery and not and celebrate freedom.
Okay.
We're not trying to celebrate slavery. We're trying to celebrate freedom. We're trying to celebrate success, not failure. So
how does that differ from the Juneteenth celebrations? Because it's, people say, well, we're free now, and the June 19th, usually the June, we found out we were free and so forth.
Well, Juneteenth is a different from the 13th Amendment. Juneteenth is based upon the Emancipation Proclamation.
Okay.
The 13th Amendment Freedom Week movement is based upon the 13th Amendment.
Okay.
Juneteenth was issued by President Abraham Lincoln solo.
Okay.
The 13th Amendment was issued by the United States Congress, and it was signed by President Lincoln, and then it was sent through the states to be ratified. It's a part of the Constitution of the United States, which is the basic law of the land, the highest law of the land. So the 13th Amendment is so much more ingrained, and the 13th Amendment is what actually ended slavery. Juneteenth is more about the people in Texas getting their freedom based upon the Emancipation Proclamation.
All right.
But slavery was still legal in 4 states even after Juneteenth. 4 states and the territory of Oklahoma, because Oklahoma fought with the Confederates in the Civil War, and they didn't surrender until a week after Juneteenth. But the 13th Amendment is what actually ended slavery in Kentucky. It ended slavery in Delaware. It ended slavery in New Jersey and New Hampshire. Not saying that New Hampshire had any slavery going on, but it had once been a slave state, but it never did put through a mandate to abolish it.
Okay.
And New Jersey, even though it was a northern state, slavery was still legal because when they first started freeing the slaves, it was a gradual movement, and it started in 1804 for the people that was born after 1804. But if you was in your early 60s or something like that, when 1865 came along, you could still been legally owned by somebody.
Wow. Well, what's the importance of the book? For those viewing us right now, why would they get the 13th Amendment Freedom Week Manual? What's in there that's important to us?
It's history that not normally told by Europeans or black historians. This is some history. I don't know why it was been left out, but it's more about the freedom movement. A lot of time we read a lot of history about us, and it's always about the negative stuff that happened, all the traumatic experiences, all the lynching and all the raping and all the beating and all the hanging, all those sort of things.
Sure.
But the 13th Amendment is that we taking history, the same history, but we pulling out all the nuggets about freedom, about the positive things, and we putting it into a book. The book is over 500 pages of a lot of history that you don't normally read. Okay. And so instead of talking about the negative things, this book is talking about the positive things, the concepts, the ideas, the principles of freedom. Because our history, you can study history forever and still not learn about freedom. So what we're trying to do is pull out the most important parts about freedom, because the freedom is what's going to propel us and propel our civilization to go forward. And that's why it's so important that we make sure that we have these principles and ingredients of freedom and the people that help to bring about this freedom.
Okay. How did you attain this information?
Well, I've been studying this thing for a long, long time, ever since the late 60s. I was a young teenager when I first got in the struggle.
Sure.
And I've been through different organizations, all kinds of stuff, but history and learning about our people was very important to me. But I also, along the way, got involved in economic studies.
Okay.
And economics became a real passion with me. So I went to school, I got degrees in economics, I got graduate degrees in finance, but economics has always been a passion. And so when you study economics give you a different type of analytical mind to be able to reinterpret things and to see things differently. So when I start going back and reviewing my history, I start seeing things a little bit different than a lot of other people. And so based upon that, it made me want to share the information because I didn't see anybody else sharing it. So that's why I wrote the book.
13th Amendment movement, that sounds like a group of people. Is that what it is? Tell us about the movement that you're...
Well, the movement right now is still in its infancy. But yes, it's a movement, it's a national movement. We're trying to extend out into other cities and areas, and the ideas are becoming familiar with more and more people, and we expect in the future that a lot more people are going to pick up on this movement and going to start implementing it, and it's going to help a lot of people, because a lot of times when I first stepped into the struggle, people talking about freedom. We want freedom, we want freedom. But nobody defined what freedom was. And so what we're trying to do is define what freedom is. And so based upon that, if anybody really about freedom or into freedom or love freedom, this is an excellent book, because it will define it and show us a lot of things that they may not get anywhere else.
How can they reach you or join the movement or find more about the movement? I understand that you also had a recent book signing at Progressive Emporium. So how could they reach you, Abdul, Mr. Haqq, and website, phone numbers, what?
Well, the first thing they could do is they can call me.
Okay.
It's really simple. My telephone number is area code 314-537-4169. They can pick up the book at Progressive Emporium over on North Sarah, or they can go to Afro World on Natural Bridge. They can get it through me. They can go on my website, which is www.13th, that's 13th Amendment freedomweek.com.
Yeah, it's on the screen. That's
right,
great.
It's on the screen. Okay,
it was. We got about a minute left before we have to go to a break. What's the importance of getting this book, in your opinion?
Well, right now I see that at one point white people helped us to free us from bondage. Okay, but it's up to us to free ourselves mentally. They have to free us physically, but it's up to us to free ourselves mentally, because nobody else is going to do that.
Define freedom, because a lot of us think we're free already. Man, we can go any place we want to go, and most any place we want to go and do anything we want to do. But I want you to define freedom when we come back. Got about 30 seconds before we go to break, but I want you to come back and define freedom, define the importance of the movement, and the importance of getting this book, okay? Okay, and we're here at the New Life Evangelistic Center. We're at 1411 Locust Street in downtown St. Louis, Missouri. And as Mr. Haqq says, we're not free. We need to know about freedom, but we are in a fight right now just to stay here to house the homeless, right here at the New Life Evangelistic Center, a legal battle. And we need your help and support, because the legal bills are mounting. And you can help us through Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri 63166. And you may do it through MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Discover, and it takes less than 2 minutes. That's www.newlifeevangelisticcenter.org. But we need your help and support. 42 years, Reverend Rice has been here helping the poor, helping the homeless, helping those in need. And we need your help and support, and it takes less than a minute. Everything is tax deductible, and no contribution is too small. We need your help. We really, really do. We'll be back with Mr. Haqq after this.
The need is now. The hope is you. Please keep New Life Evangelistic Center in your prayers. New Life is on the front lines fighting the good fight. We care about people, all kinds of people, people who are hurting and need help. When all the other places close, New Life is a refuge. When everyone else says no, New Life opens its doors. When you can't find help anywhere else, New Life is there. You are the reason New Life has been there for hurting people for over 38 years. Your gifts to New Life make a huge impact on lives. Many of our volunteers were once helped by New Life and now return to give back. Many are Club 24 members at just $24 per month. Thank you for helping New Life continue to feed, clothe, and shelter people in crisis. Thank you for giving hope. Without hope, we are all lost. Please support New Life by calling 314-421-3020 now or give online at www.newlifeevangelisticcenter.org.
Everyday people are the ones who are making miracles, and it's beautiful. Everyday people lifting up the world like an answered prayer. I thank God they're there. They're the ones who care. Everyday people.
For just 80 cents a day, you can help many people in need all around the world. That's only $24 a month. The New Life Evangelistic Center wants you to help feed the hungry and shelter the homeless by joining Club 24. For $24 a month, you can be a part of touching people's lives. For just 80 cents a day, you can make a difference in someone's life. Call 314-881-3210 or give online at newlifeevangelisticcenter.org.
Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri 63166. My guest is Kariem Haqq. Mr. Haqq, we were talking about freedom before we went to the break. Define freedom.
Freedom is, to make it simple, it's being able to do whatever you want to do,
Okay.
as long as you're not destroying anybody else's life, liberty, or
Yes, sir.
property doing it.
Okay.
But
Tell me
freedom,
about your movement.
yeah, but freedom depends a lot. We have to go back to the basics. The form of government that you have and the type of economic system you have has a lot to do with freedom. Now you can, it's 5 basic forms of government, and these 5 basic forms of government have existed throughout the history of man. Every form of government is going to be a monarchy where one person rules, it's going to be an oligarchy where a handful of people rule, or it's going to be a democracy where the majority rule, or it's going to be a constitutional republic where a thing rule, which the thing is law, or it's going to be anarchy where it's autonomous rule, everybody, they family, and they clan just battling everybody
Yeah,
else.
it's all for themselves.
That's chaos,
Sure.
okay? So you got to understand, do you want a one person ruling dictatorship? Do you want just a handful of people, which is another type of dictatorship? Or do you want a democracy where the majority rule? Or do you want a constitutional republic where the law rule and everybody's equal up under the law? Now that's what we're supposed to have here. And that law, when it rules, is supposed to be limited law, where the more when the law is limited, then the people have more freedom. But as the law gets bigger and bigger and bigger and grows, the government, so to speak, then that eliminates more freedom for people. It eliminates the people freedom for people. So the less government you have, the more freedom people have. And the more government you have until you get to a point where you got totalitarian government, then the people don't have any freedom. Now, we in this country here is supposed to be a constitutional republic, not a democracy. It's supposed to have democratic processes. Democratic process is just another way of selecting the people to run the government according to the law. Okay, it's not the form. It's just a method of selecting or voting for people. That's the democratic process. Then we're supposed to have a economic system. Now it's just a few types of economic system. We're supposed to have a free market system, people call it capitalism. And a lot of people, what I find, they think in the black community, they think that the free enterprise or capitalism is what promoted slavery. But really, capitalism helped to destroy slavery. Because before capitalism, there was a system called mercantilism. And that lasted from 200 to 300 years before Adam Smith wrote his book, The Wealth of Nations, where he attacked mercantilism. If anybody read Adam Smith, he's attacking mercantilism. Mercantilism was the economic system for the imperialists, because the feudal system was within the national borders, but when they started expanding on an international level, they had to colonize people, and that's where the mercantilist system started. And
now, I don't know if our listeners can grasp all this.
okay,
Because you're talking economics, you're talking different forms of government and so forth. How can they reach you to get more information, just in case, or get the book itself?
well,
Will they explain it?
yeah, they can get the book from Progressive Emporium on North Sarah. They can get the book from Afro World, or they can call me at area code 314-537-4169. But it's real simple. If we have to understand economics, people, that's the missing link. That's the missing key. People study religion, they know religion, they study history, they study sports, they know all this. But those people who are interested in this struggle, uplifting, serving the community and uplifting people, it's their duty, I believe. It's their job to study economics and study all these different viewpoints, not just what they viewpoint.
Suppose a person watching us right in the inner city or in the most rural community, and they wanted more information about this, and all this is mostly new to a lot of people. In fact, it's new to me, except the last time you were here, you explained more. How can they reach you, and how will this help them?
Well, it'll help give them clarity into a lot of overview and clarity into of seeing history in a better way, because they can go on the internet right now and look up mercantilism. Mercantilism was the economic system. Imperialism was the political system. Okay. And colonialism was one of the main features of both, because if you study imperialism and colonialism and mercantilism, they all started at the same time, and they still all almost ended at the same time, because colonialism right here in America, where they had the 13 colonies, and when they broke away from Great Britain and freed themselves and destroyed colonialism here in America, well, that's when the free market started developing. That's when black people started getting their freedom. But these colonialists and these mercantilists and these imperialists, they took it over to Africa and other countries, and they colonized them.
How will this movement help us now, the people viewing us right now? How will this help those, our viewers?
Well, the 13th Amendment Freedom Week movement will help to advance and uplift people, give them the knowledge, give them the clear knowledge that can help to advance people, elevate people, because right now, without economic knowledge, people have come to me talking about they have these business ideas and everything, but economics is the foundation of business. And if you can have all the business knowledge you want, but it's like building a house on quicksand, it's not going to last. It's going to collapse. It's going to sink, because economy is going to. If the economy is bad, it's going to destroy that.
And the blueprint for the survival is in the 13th Amendment Freedom Week Manual, and also in the movement, you're saying?
Yes, yes. All this information is combined. And it's there for you. We can sit down and have discussions to get more information. It's easy. I'm open to talk with anybody, anytime. And like I said, my number is area code 314-537-4169.
Do you have regular meetings of the movement itself?
Yeah, we've been having meetings once a month, like the first Saturday of the month. at one of the local libraries in
Mm-hmm.
North County,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to continue to do that. So if anybody's interested again, they can get in contact with me, and we can meet during the meetings, or I could come to your place, or if you got a little group you want me to come to, I'm willing to come and speak to you and get this thing moving.
Good. We're about to run out of time again, but why are you have all these degrees, advanced degrees. Why is this interesting to you? Why do you want to help the people?
Because that's why I got the degrees.
Okay.
Because I was seeking and searching.
Sure.
And this is not for a monetary venture.
Mm-hmm.
This is a labor of love, you know.
Okay. All right. Kariem Abdul Haqq is my guest, and we're talking about economics, but also we're talking about survival. And survival is very important to the New Life Evangelistic Center. More than 42 years, Reverend Larry Rice has been providing shelter for those in need, and right now it's a critical situation. We need your help and support. For those of you who've been helping us over the years, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. But now is not the time to stop. To Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri 63166, your donation, your contribution will help those survive who are in need of shelter, clothing, homeless people, for all the things that we need, but the God-given rights will help provide for those in need. Please, Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri 63166. We'll be back with Kariem Abdul Haqq, that is Haqq, after this.
Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, I will give you rest." Can you hear him now calling you? Will you come to him? Will you let Jesus give you that rest that your heart cries out for? Call upon him right now. Declare, "Lord, I need you. I want you. I'm surrendering my life to you. Lead me, guide me, direct me." As you commit your life to Christ, experience his peace and power that passes all understanding, a promise of peace he gives you now.
Hunger takes no vacation. Every day, many homeless and hungry people come to the doors of New Life Evangelistic Center. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. We want to continue meeting the basic food needs of those who come to us. You can help by purchasing and donating sandwich ingredients and bringing them to our center. These include packaged lunch meats, packaged cheese, peanut butter and jelly, and sliced bread. Then we can prepare the sandwiches at our facility. We are also in serious need of canned goods, especially canned meats, fish, and other protein foods. Bring your donations to New Life Evangelistic Center at 1411 Locust Street in downtown St. Louis, Missouri. For more information, call us at 314-421-3020. Remember, hunger takes no vacation.
At New Life Evangelistic Center, we know how busy life can be, and we want you to know that giving to New Life just got easier. Now there's Easy Pledge. Easy Pledge makes giving easy. No hassles with stamps, checks, or envelopes. Your monthly giving can be a snap. Just one phone call to set it, and then you can forget it. Your time is valuable. Spend it with those you love. Let Easy Pledge take care of your giving. Call 314-881-3210 to set up your Easy Pledge today.
Welcome back. My guest is Kariem Haqq, and he's the author of the 13th Amendment Freedom Week Manual. And he says it's a very important book for the survival, not only for our race, but for everybody. Mr. Haqq, before we get along too far, once again, tell them how to reach you, and get the book.
Okay. You can reach me at Kariem Haqq at area code 314-537-4169. Or you can buy my book at Progressive Emporium.
North Sarah.
Or
Sarah and Finney, actually.
Yeah, Sarah and Finney. Or either you can get it at Afroworld out on Natcher Bridge near Lucas and Hunt.
Sure. Well, what inspired you to do this, sir? You didn't have to do this, but what's your passion for this movement?
Well, it's the truth. Just wanting the truth out, and people make their decisions from there. But we need a time that we celebrate freedom here in America. We celebrate Independence Day, but independence and freedom, they are very similar, but they're not the same.
Okay.
Independence is when one nation separates itself from another, controls its own politics, its own resources. But a lot of countries celebrate independence every day. But the people within those countries, they don't know anything about freedom. So you can celebrate independence and still not know anything about freedom. Freedom is the most important thing.
Okay. Well, what inspired you to want the people to know the truth? And you were saying that we see all this, we read the history, but it's mostly negative history, and you want the positive history out there, you say.
Right, because if people don't know the truth, if they don't know, have the positive thing, then society, you're going to have people suffering, you're going to have people going, instead of being free, they're going to be going back towards slavery. And I'm a part of this. I want to be in a society, an environment, a community, a country where people are free and happy. And especially with black people, we got our freedom, our physical freedom. But I see signs of us where one time we was up under a slave master. He took care of our food. He took care of our employment. He took care of our shelter. He took care of our retirement. He took care of our health care. Okay? We were slaves. We were dependent on that. Now, today, I'm seeing it swinging back where now big government is taking the place of the slave master, where now we're expecting and wanting the government to take care, give us housing assistance, food, health care, we want the government to step in and do all this, and that making us dependent in a different way. That's making us slave in a different way. It's a modern day slavery.
Okay, and your movement will not only educate but also evaluate and also uplift.
Yeah, the movement, we'll celebrate this 13th Amendment on an annual basis. And during that time, we will always be revisiting these ideas about freedom.
Okay.
So we call it educate while you celebrate. It's not a time where we just come and just party.
Okay.
It's a week-long celebration where every day there's something new to learn, and then we party.
Okay. Once again, we need to know how to reach you and why we should reach you.
Well, you can reach me at like I say, area code 314-537-4169. If you want to get a copy of the book, go to Progressive Emporium or Afro World. And if you want to be a part of this movement, you can contact me and we can sit down and talk. You get more information about it. But it's a great movement. We hope that it's going to grow all over this country and even around the world.
Is it a cost to join?
No, it's no cost.
Okay, so, and they can join, and entire families, or is it restricted to men, women, children, what?
It's anybody. It
Okay.
can be, it's not, it doesn't matter what political party you're in. It doesn't matter whether you're black, white, or what race. It's for everybody that loves freedom. And it doesn't cost anything, but I suggest that you get a book that you can learn about it, because it's so much. The book is 500 pages. We just can't sit down and tell you about everything in 5 minutes.
Sure.
You got.
So that's what you have to do, is get the book and perhaps join some of the meetings and get more information from you, and they can do that.
Right.
by the
We
phone
want
number today.
organizations to join, individuals to join.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's great. Kariem Haqq is my guest, and he's the author of the 13th Amendment Freedom Week Movement, and also the manual, that is, and also the movement. But we're here at the New Life Evangelistic Center, and I want to thank all of you for viewing us. And don't forget that we need your help and support through Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri 63166. We need your help and support in order to bring guests such as Mr. Haqq and others that you'd be interested in. We need something clean on your television, and Channel 24 is that just for you. 436-2424 is our phone number. Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri 63166. I'm Ernie Hayes. Thank you, gang.